Welcome back, one and all, no more Trails of the Sky. Last time left off when we got to the castle. And now we're going to go see the head maid to see that we can meet with Her Highness so that we can, get the end game started. And this is the kitchen. That's the dining room. Ah, yes, everywhere but where I need to be, am I? There we are. Ah, there you are, I've been waiting for you. You're awful late, aren't you? Sorry about that. We're kind of caught by Colonel Richard. Did you know? He has some things to tell us about our dad. I don't think he has any idea what we're up to, though. I see. Yes, the letter of introduction did mention that you were Mr. Cassius's children. I can understand at least some of how Colonel Richard feels. Oh, do you know our dad, too? He used to come here when he worked as General Morgan's aide de camp. I'm told that he was a school friend of the late Prince's, Her Majesty's son. Late Prince? Princess Claudia's father? Yes, he was killed 15 years ago in a tragic shipwreck. Huh, well, it's not related to the 10 Years' War. I'm honestly surprised about that. 900 Days War. Would that he would still be alive today, none of this would be happening. Huh? But lamenting what might have been a fool's errand. Evening is fast approaching. We must make our preparations at once. Come on in, Shia. Oh, hey, aren't you? Shia, right? Oh, thank you for remembering. You look well established, Joshua. I've been told about your current predicament. You won't find a more dependable child. She's a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle, Princess Claudia. That shouldn't pose a problem. Thank you. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniforms. The ribbons and the headpiece are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you. What? What do you mean? Estelle's going to need to dress as one of the maids in order to get into the royal keep. A little playing with the hair and you'll blend right in. Oh, I get it. Uniforms don't allow for much in the way of personalization. That should be ideal for sinking in. Me in a maid's outfit. I've been wanting to try one since we first saw Leela. Cute, breezy, and easy to move in. Well, if our uniforms weren't easy to move in, they'd make the cleaning much more difficult. I thought so. Well, let's get this sucker on me. Why so excited? I'm glad you're in high spirits, but you need to remember your manners in front of the queen. You don't have me to lean on this time. But why not? You're changing too, aren't you? Pardon? I mean, he did play the princess during the play at the campus festival. Is there really that much difference between the fancy dress and the maid outfit? That's different. That was a play. I can't appear before Her Majesty in women's clothing. Well, you'll be fine. It's not all that. It's not all that shit. Besides, you made such a gorgeous princess. Not this again, cut the jokes. I love where this is going. Shia, help me out here. Please stop her. Oh no. I see, that shouldn't pose a problem. Shia, don't you have that extra head design for the princess? Yes, it's never been used though. He has the full dark hair, so it probably look good on him. Hey, hold on a second. Well, it looks like 3-1 vote. Majority rules. Please, this way. We can use this as a changing room. Wait a minute, I don't remember ever agreeing to changing. No. All right. If I have to change, I can do it myself. Sure, you're not planning to using makeup too, are you? Kids these days. I love it. I love it so much. Oh my! What do you think? I think it suits her very well. Such a bright, active maiden training, and after only just coming to the castle too, you certainly have me convinced. And with the hair down like that, no one will be any the wiser. Perhaps you could work at Granson Castle for real when this is all settled. Well, we already work as bracers, so, anyway. Come on, Joshua, get out here. No chance. Talk to you out of this? Not at all. You're just making this take longer. Fine. You're impossible sometimes. I mean, dude, if we're already in the dress, you might as well just go full forward with it. Well, it's almost frightening how good that looks. Isn't it awesome? It looks better on him than it does me, and I'm an actual girl. Yes, a bit of makeup can make all the difference in the world. Please, just say you're done. I suppose so. I'll show you the way to the real keep. You need to make certain you watch me and learn how a maid handles herself. Yes, ma'am. We're finally going to meet the queen in person. Yes, this is a do-or-die moment. We just have to stay focused and get to the real keep. It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit. Well, excuse me. This was your idea. I can't believe you've got the nerve to pick on. Sorry now. I'll treat you to some ice cream later, okay? It's not like you. I'm not obsessed with food. I'm not obsessed with food. They get along so well, don't they? We're out of time. Let's get to the real keep, people. Ah, she's leading the party. Well, she is the head maid, so that makes sense. Which way was it to the real keep? It was down this way. Yeah, the walks like this somewhat different. Yeah, only slightly. Hilda, what business do you have Her Majesty at this hour? I'm bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life as she wishes, after all. Such harsh words. Who are those maids with you? I don't recognize them. Her Grace ordered me to hire some additional staff to help. They've only just arrived at the castle today. Really now? Hey, you're pretty cute. Thank you. Huh? Why do I get the feeling that we've met before? Do you stare so hard every time you see a young lady? I do hope you're not thinking any untoward thoughts. I rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove. Hey, it's not like that. We're the elite of the Royal Army. We wouldn't do that. All's well then. Now, would you please allow us to pass? Pardon us, ladies. Please go on ahead. Hey, keep that perviness out of here. Else I'm telling your boss. Oh no! Man, that was intense. Thanks, Hilda. You're a real lifesaver. Yeah, that was really well done. Oh, I'm just glad I could help. Now then, are you planning to change your clothes if we're going to see Her Majesty? If you prefer, I can just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is. Boy, clothes now. Oh, come on, man. For love of, why are you always so self-conscious? What's wrong with what you had on? Is that an issue of self-consciousness? By the way, Hilda, is this room what I think it is? Yes, it is Princess Claudia's room. But she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, but I think I heard the princess was tending to be the queen. I guess that's just gossip then. You'd have to ask Her Majesty for the full details. Her was on the second floor of the Royal Keep. I'll take you there. Now the night music's back on. This is again, the art team did a really good on designing this place. It does look very royal in nature. I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I brought the two I spoke of before. This is Joshua and Estelle. Thank you kindly. By all means, enter, as you wish. I'll wait for you here. You two go ahead. Right. Pardon us. Oh. I bid you welcome. My name is Alicia von Alise. I am the 26th monarch of the nation of Liberal. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm a junior bracer of the Bracer Hill, and I'm Joshua Bright of the same affiliation. It is a great honor to meet you, Your Majesty. Estelle and Joshua, I have truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I regret I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Please, have some and relax. I I see. So Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. A pitch-black orb capable of negating all other orbital energies. And you say that the Colonel has acquired it. The Professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it, Your Majesty. Can you tell us anything? I have but a vague idea, but I do not think that the Colonel even knew about it. Perhaps I am warning about nothing, but even so. Excuse me, but what is this vague idea you have? I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbital reaction was detected beneath Gronsel. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. This happened in the same vicinity of the sewers? No, deeper underground than that, in fact. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients that still functioned. Wow. So it was a bona fide artifact then. Most artifacts I know of have lost their function, like the mechanisms at the top of the towers. But every now and then you'll find one that still functions, like Mayor Dalmore's family heirloom. And something like that is beneath Gronsel? So what's that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be used to halt the artifact's functions. Can it do that? Yes. However, we are unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried beneath the city. But it is beyond my imaginings how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off the record. I see. In any event, it seems likely that trouble is on the way. Honestly, just as I start to think maybe the Colonel might be a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. But when someone's trying to stir up some trouble, that's when the us bracers come in. We won't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull off. I'd expect no less from Cassius's daughter. You're acquainted with our father, Your Majesty. They just established that he met the Queen multiple times already. He was a friend of my late son's and a great savior to the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake requests for me. Really? I didn't know that. I can imagine that there are many things about him that you do not know, including the precise role he played in the war 10 years ago. I assume you are not told. You've not been told. Nothing super detailed. Perhaps then that is the role that I am meant to play. Estelle and Joshua, will you indulge me in listening to an old story? Oh yes, absolutely. It is no indulgence, Your Majesty. We get visual aids this time. 10 years ago in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Iberian Empire. It was caused by the cause is yet unknown, so that is something I must omit. The Empire used that event as pretext for the invasion of Liberal. So began the sad times that would become known as the 100 Days War. Just as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Hawking Gate. In what seemed like scant moments, all of Liberal became occupied territory save for Gronsel. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire Royal Army. The reinforcements from Calvard were too late to stop their advance. It was but a matter of time before Gronsel too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreak of hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol airships had been deployed and were used to recapture Liberal's checkpoints, severing the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one using ships launched from Lystrom Fortress. Zeiss ruined Bowes Roland. With their supply line severed, the Iberian forces occupying each region were swiftly crushed. Ah, that stash. And the one behind this plan for a counteroffensive was none other than Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father, who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, and as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterward, with the intersection of the Berserkill and the Septon Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he treasured most in the world. Lena, your mother, Estelle. That clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempts to hold back the counteroffensive. What followed, I'm sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in her final moments. No, I had no idea. And he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of the Bracer. All to stay with the one he had left, you. And this time he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad, that idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mom died. I could even think that. Estelle. Yes, you are correct. Given that all he lost in service to his country, responsibility falls upon me. And so I am sorry, Estelle. I failed to protect your mother. I have wished to apologize to you for a long time. But you don't need to apologize. You protected the peace of the country ever since the war ended. The peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Larabil in the war fought so hard to protect. And the peace that Mom gave her life for so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Estelle, you have a kind heart and I'm grateful. It gladdens my heart I finally met you in person. Now, more than ever, Your Majesty, however, this is why I do not wish to put you this is why I do not wish you to put yourself in danger. Why can I not talk sometimes? I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. What? But Lieutenant Schwartz asked us to help you. I thank you, and I'm grateful for your willingness to do so. But if some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius' absence, I know of no apology that can ever suffice. I ask only that you go back to your home in Poland and wait for your father to return. But, if I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, though it is held firm, now trembles like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua, if the Colonel was able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new King of Lyreborough, then what will become of that peace? I only ask that you consider that. Your Majesty, right when we became junior princes, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Pirate incident, we got the letter in the package, and we've been running all around creation ever since. It feels like our dad's been nudging us back in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend peace, so that everyone we've met and everyone we care about can go on living secure and happy lives. Just like you, and just like Mom and Dad, I'm doing this because I believe it is right, and I really want to see it through. Estelle, it seems she was right about you. I too am ready. I would like for you to carry my request to the Bracer Guild. Your Majesty, my liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is that the Bracer Guild rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Amongst them is my granddaughter, Claudia. Also, the princess is being held captive somewhere. Yes, the coup d'etat started when I backed her as successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Duan was out of the running. Yes, though he is my nephew, he is poised to be he is possessed a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I don't actually know her, but I personally lean towards the idea that her judgment should really be trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention the memory of the invasion by a larger power is still relatively fresh. Some of them still will perceive a succession of 2 consecutive queens as a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some. Some, including Colonel Richard, I presume. Quite right. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him quite unawares. That, along with the passing of this information to the Duke, is what led to his coup. This was all staged so that Lyreborough will become a strong military power with the Colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. That finally lets us see the whole picture. So if Lyreborough becomes a militarized country, what will happen then? A great many things. Taxes will be levied to fill the war chest. orbital weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt contracting Jaeger Corps would be legal, which is not the case at present. Oh no. Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant requests that I enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of a genuine love for his country, but I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not all that protects this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade in all other nations to the benefit of all. I feel the same way, Your Majesty. Yeah, it makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notions as womanly and foolishly idealistic, and so he demands that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. Many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare oppose the Colonel. But I am the Queen, and I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We are here and comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all that I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests, Your Majesty? The gospel is still to be dealt with, and I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not containment upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind, but for great reasons. For my part, I will attempt to assert to the Colonel's true intentions with it. Back in the drag. Wow, what a totally awesome person. Super nice, but with a seriously strong will. I hope I'm even 1/10 as glow when I get that old. Cool, did you actually call the Queen that? Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern a whole country. I really want to stop this coup thingy and help her. That's definitely outside the British jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we can do whatever we can, right? But I'm still freaking out that the Queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits she'd be willing to share. Estelle and Joshua, have you finished changing? Oh yeah. We should return to the waiting room at once. It's already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. Oh, is it really that late? The Queen spoke to us for a long time. If we stay any longer, we'll apt to guard suspicions. Oh, time to head out. Are you going home for the day, Miss Hilda? Yes, I believe so. And just to be sure not to do Her Majesty any further discourtesy. That's not fair, but please relax. We are patriots to the core. That's good to hear. Now I believe we shall be on our way. Pardon me. By your leave. By the way, ladies, I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? That's a very modern name. Pardon me saying, but it just doesn't sound right for you. Ain't that the truth? Now how about you, miss? You can call me Karin. Karin, you say? That's a very pretty name. You're too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself. Are you now? Right. We're with the Specialized. My name is... I think that's just about enough flirting. I sense an ulterior motive at work. No, I mean, at least not from us. Please be safe on your way home. It's like, hey, baby, what's your name? Dude, keep it in your pants. Oh, aren't you Mr. Popularity? It was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it was not. I didn't see you shying away from joining in the conversation. Sure, but that doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. I kind of lost all my confidence there. Now, what's all this noise about? Ah, drunk asshole. Oh, Duke doing? Ladies of the court. Hey, you mate. You don't look familiar. These are two of the new hires whom I am instructing. This is Dorothy and Karin. They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training time. Did you recognize us? Not good. Given how many times we run into him, it would be bizarre if he didn't recognize us. Come on, Philip, enough with the staring. It's quite unusual to see it coming from you, super stiff upper lip and all. Please pardon my rudeness. You look like my niece. My eyes are playing tricks on me, it seems. I'm dreadfully sorry for the discourtesy. No, it's no bother. Please don't concern yourself. You know what? Now that I stop and look, I say that you both are quite lovely. You with the brown hair, you have both a healthy, clean look to you. And for you personally, I think you look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. Look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. I'm honored. Dorothy, was it? You shall attend me this evening. Your Grace, I don't want to serve him tea. I don't think tea is what he wants to. Ew! Your Grace, your flirtations, while flattering, are best served at another time and place. All the maids in the castle work directly in service to Her Majesty Queen Alicia. I trust you have not forgotten. I know, some folks simply can't take a joke. The castle will be mine in a week's time anyway. I can set aside time for some. Ew! Grace, please don't rape the maids. It's already bad enough you're an asshole. Don't be that kind of dick. I do not mind when you drink in excess, but do know when your libido gets in. I say this knowing full well that I will be made reprimanded for. But I said I was just joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. As you wish, Your Grace. Your room is right this way. Alright, Dorothy. You just let me know if you have any problems, anything at all. I'll give you the best service in future caking. Ain't you cute? Yes, good. Oh dear God. Stop trying to... she's underage too, which makes it worse. I apologize unreservedly for all the fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this come the morning. Please set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I am truly sorry. Madam and young misses, I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. Someone has cleaned up the royal vomit. He just phased through the door. He's Shadow Cat. I feel badly for him. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Oh, do you know Mr. Philip personally? Yes, ever since we were children, though not nearly as well as we once did, thanks to the one he serves. I see. He sure seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? I'll bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Probably, yeah. By the way, what was that you were saying about me being the popular one? The Duke certainly seemed awful fond of you. Please don't make fun of the near rape attempt. Please, I'd like to keep my food in my stomach, thank you. Alright, back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would the Duke want tea so late? Well, you see... Estelle? Allow me to get the matter of tea and why gentlemen should never request it in polite company. Huh? Come closer. You just got to talk. Now do you understand? Yes. Honestly, completely hopeless. Thank you for everything, both of you. If not for you, I don't know what we have done. Please, that's the least we can do in Her Majesty's service. I only ask that you complete the request she has made of you. I feel the same way. I beg you, do everything you can everything in your power to save the princess. Are you one of her royal retainers? Yes, I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open, and she's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. I thought her being held captive keep me up at night. I understand. Well, you can rest easy now that we're on the job. We'll save her. Shall we get going? I guess guess we should go back to our room and talk to the giant bear man. At least just to end the night, because we can't leave through the front door as of yet. What might I inquire are you doing at this late hour? Oh no! The pink bitch. Captain Almathea. Good evening. I realized that you have been invited here, but don't you think it's a bit late for you kids to be out walking around? Please pardon us. We simply never seen a castle like this. We couldn't resist ourselves to look around. Oh, that's certainly understandable. So, where were you half an hour ago? Please enlighten me, if only for my own edification. Oh, that's strange. I was making my rounds the other day, never saw you. Well, come on, let's not waste time on games. Actually, I've received reports of you going in and out of the maid quarters several times. Do you not think it's a little bit odd to be looking around in that particular place? What? I don't think that questioning someone like that when you already have the facts is a little cruel. I'll take that as a compliment. So what business have you in the maid's quarters? Suggest you answer honestly. Well, Oh, Estelle, Joshua. Where have you been this whole time? Oh, there you are, Iron Man. You're wobbling a bit. That's the stuff. You're drunk. Sorry. Hey, if it ain't my favorite gorgeous officer lady. Nice. Some luck we meet each other, huh? I suppose. So what's going on? Are my students causing any trouble? Students? No, it's just that they were in the maid quarters for a while. I really want to know their business, simply as a security precaution. No, I totally gotcha. I sent them off to find some munchies to go up my booze. Hey Joshua, you kids find anything to eat? No, the cooks aren't back yet, I guess. We went to ask the maid if there was any way we could get our hands on something, but no luck. Oh, well, I'll have to deal with that, I guess. Yeah, I got a great idea. You wanna come and join me for a drink? I mean, hey, nothing goes like drinks like a beautiful lady. I'm afraid I'm busy, so I'll have to decline your generous offer. My apologies for the misunderstanding, but I would advise you to return to your rooms and remain there for the rest of the night. I have to investigate any suspicious activity, you understand. Of course. It is late. We should probably just get to bed. Very good, then. Now, if you'll excuse us. That was way too fucking close. Wow, indeed. Oh man, might as well just go back to the room. Right, we'll go with you. Looks like we managed to convince her at least. Zen, you aren't drunk? I was acting drunk. I haven't had a single drop. No way, your face had gone all red. He focused on making his blood circulate better, which made it look like he was intoxicated. It's done with the same kind of Eastern martial arts breathing exercise, right? I'm surprised you're familiar with it. But hey, you seem to be in the tight spot, so I figured I'd distract everybody. Nice, huh? Saved your bacon, as the saying goes. You are an evil man, Sin. Okay, sure, you did help us out, but you also surprised the hell out of me. Sorry about that. So what's the story? What story? I would have thought it'd be obvious. A story of you meeting with the Queen. Wait. How'd you... Did Elaine tell you something about this? Actually, I couldn't get him to tell me anything. But now I know anyway, don't I? Without prior knowledge, there's no way you could have guessed. How much do you really know? I guess it's finally time to show you this. What's this? I know this handwriting. Well, don't just stand around and read it. I'll explain a lot. Okay. Dear Zen Zatik. I cannot pronounce that. Hope this letter finds you well. I know I'm a bit out of touch. I'm in a hurry, so I hope you'll pardon my bluntness. My work concerns the Jaegers is leading me into Imperial territory. However, due to the fact that unusual forces seem to be influencing matters inside of Lyreborough, I feel uneasy about being absent for so long. That is why I ask you a favor. Could I persuade you to come to Lyreborough and help out if they need it? Since you haven't been in Lyreborough before, perhaps you could think of it as a recreational trip. There's a martial arts competition before the Queen's birthday celebration, and foreigners can participate. It would make a fine camouflage. I realize that this is sudden, but if you can do it, I would be most grateful. I'm intending to return to Lyreborough before the festival, so hopefully we'll be able to have a drink together before I return. Together when I return. Cash is bright. P.S. You may have the chance to meet my son and daughter. They're currently apprentices of the guild, so if you happen to meet them, feel free to test the extent of their training. Try not to bail them out too much unless it seems they really need it. So Dad actually asked you to come to Lyreborough, which means he's in Iberia now. That's the long and short of it. What it means is that you were in cahoots with them all along. And that's kind of a nasty way to put it, don't you think? I owe Master Cassius a favor from the time he spent at Calivard. That letter just gave me the chance to make us square again, I suppose. When did you realize we were his kids? I had the feeling from the onset when I saw Estelle's techniques with the bow staff. I asked Skillica about it and that confirmed it. It would have been nice to have you said something about it. We've been worried sick, wondering where Dad's been. I know, and I'm sorry I haven't said anything, but I got the impression from the letter that he was trying to keep his whereabouts a secret. Still, you're definitely his kids, alright, if you can pull off a job as big as sneaking an audience with the Queen. I suppose so. He knows too much. He knows this much. It wouldn't hurt to tell him everything, right? I agree, it's probably be best to fill us in on everything. It is a bit far-fetched to say that we could put an end to this whole situation on our own after all. I see. I thought something seemed a little off when everyone was talking at the party. Alright, then I'll help you out with this little request. You will? Yeah, but I think this is the ideal opportunity to settle my debt with Master Cassius. Please, let me help. What? We'd be glad to. Thank you, our tank is permanent. Thank you once again. Oh dear God, the tank is staying in the party.